Libby is actually the only person that we've ever left Bundy with, other than for a few minutes or half an hour while we take a break. She's the only person I actually trust and can leave her without having to worry that something bad's going to happen.
Yeah.
Met Tex through Jen. She found Tex down in Sydney, and I always knew Jen, and then they started coming up home, and when they go away they leave the dog at home if they've got to leave it somewhere.
See Bundy I know on a different sort of level too, because I don't see her so much out like doing jobs. I've got her at home.
She goes through the cupboards, eats everything she can find, lies around, gets on the lounges, kick her off, she gets back on them.
And when Bundy walks in, it's like, hey Bundy, how are you? And she gives you a big body slam, tries to stick a tongue as far as she can down your throat. And then next minute she'll disappear. And you hear this crunch, crunch, crunch.
Goes through my house like she owns the place.
And then you hear something rip open, and then you hear crunch, crunch, crunch. And you go, Bundy, what are you doing? Like, and she'll be into something. She's like the naughty kid that you have over. So I know a different Bundy to the working Bundy.
Sticks a tongue in your mouth when you're not ready. I think Tex taught her that.
If she can get you close enough, like you might sit down like this, you might not even know she's there, and next minute, whack with the tongue straight in your mouth. It feels terrible.
And I have to say, it's only reserved for very special people.
Bundy's my shadow. Wherever I go, she goes. She follows me, you know, she comes to work with me. She sleeps at the end of my bed. You know, it's Bundy and I are together 24/7, and even if I was to go away somewhere and don't take her, I really miss her, you know, like it's just something there. Like I just look forward to seeing Bundy all the time and come up and, you know, she gives me that morning dad, how are you, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah, she's awesome.
One day, I think probably my darkest day in animal ownership occurred, where I was outside with all my dogs and animals on our property doing what we do on a normal day, and Bundy was running around the paddocks full of her own self-importance as usual, chasing rabbits and anything else that popped up. We all made our way down the front of the property, and Bundy had lagged behind, and I called her, and she came down the back laneway at 100 mile an hour, as only a cattle dog can do. Didn't see a drain and fell into it and flipped over and hit her spine on a lip of a concrete culvert and fractured her spine and ruptured discs, and she was paralysed. She was lying on the ground completely paralysed.
Oh, I could only imagine the day that it actually happened, like, gosh, and what would have been running through your mind, like how to even deal with her on the ground and stuff like that, like to get her in and then get her to the vet.
As a qualified vet nurse and emergency critical care vet nurse, I knew exactly what she'd done. The first thing I did is basic first aid of securing her, and sat on the ground with my phone and knew that I had to ring Tex.
Bundy's health and well-being is of prime importance to us. First off, Bundy is our pet, and you know, her, as I said, her well-being is of prime importance to us. I couldn't handle if anything happened to Bundy; it'd probably finish me. She means a lot to me.
Tough day, because I knew that this was really bad, and no amount of training could change what had just happened. And I had to tell him. Tex came home in his fine optimistic style, and she'll be okay, it's okay, you're overreacting, and I knew I wasn't. I didn't take Bundy to a GP vet, I took Bundy straight to the Animal Referral Hospital in Sydney, which has some of the finest specialists that the animal and veterinary world could ever wish for in any part of the world. And I handed her care over to Dr. David Simpson, the orthopaedic specialist. And with anything, it was a waiting game. they performed an MRI and a CAT scan, and he rang me with the news that Bundy had indeed fractured her spine and was paralysed. We then had to make some decisions on a course of treatment. That was really difficult because surgery increases the mortality rate. If you're going to perform surgery on any part of an animal, there's always things that can go wrong. And we also didn't know what the outcome would be. Tex was devastated, and he didn't know what was right and what was wrong. And to see Bundy brought out to visit us when we went to see the specialist, and she was being assisted in walking with a towel holding up her hindquarters, and she had absolutely no feeling. They sent me home to make some decisions. I'd actually decided that the best thing to do, because Bundy was in the limelight and in the spotlight and had such a public life, that was probably to have Bundy euthanased.